Quick disclaimer, I like both frameworks for their advantages and I do not like both of them for their disadvantages. If you know some advantages and disadvantages you want to share, don't forget to share them in the comments below. Cypress is one of the world's most popular test automation frameworks. It is that popular because people like its simplicity and speed. Cypress is really fast as it is getting executed directly in the browser. But Playwright is also becoming very trendy, although it is not as popular as you can see on this NPM trends page. But Playwright is becoming very trendy and is also very fast, as developers from Microsoft claim. And it is that fast because Playwright is using WebSocket connection, which stays open during the entire test run. Either way, today I'm going to compare both of them apples to apples and see which one is faster when we are running API testing. This video will be useful for new people who are just starting, as I'm going to explain pretty much every single line of the code that I have written for both tests, for Cypress and for Playwright. And also it's going to be handy for pre-advanced people who have been running both frameworks or one of them for a while and would like to compare two of them simultaneously, because I have never done it myself until today. And I was actually amazed that one of the frameworks is twice faster than the other. Can you guys leave your guess right below this video and before you watch an entire video? So you could tell me, what do you think? Which one is really faster? I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Don't forget to hit that big fat thumb up button below, subscribe to our channel, and let's enjoy it. Now, let's compare both. So on the right side of the screen, you see Cypress API test page. On the left side of the screen, you see Playwright API test page. So what happens here is I have written a single test that gets user and verifies that the response contains status 200 and the body is the same as per user creation in the before each hook. So pretty much in the before each, we create a user. In a test itself, we get the user and verify the response. Same thing applies to Playwright. We create a user right here on this line of code, and we get the user right here, and then we verify the same thing. Great. The only thing that you will see here different is that, well, I'm running both of them in the for loop because I'm gonna run one test, then I'm gonna run 10, 100, and 1,000 tests. The only difference is we need to put import outside of the for loop because Playwright otherwise is not going to read this file. So that's the only difference, but Cypress doesn't actually need anything to be imported. So that is a benefit of it. But anyways, let's get started. So first I'm going to walk you through. At the top of the screen, you will see that we have exactly same variables on the left and on the right. And then we have our describes right here and right there. As you can see, I'm concatenating them so we could see during the execution what is an index of this test or what is a number of this test. For example, if we are running 1, you'll only see users 1, but if you are running 1,000, you'll see users 1, users 2, users up to 1,000, which will be beneficial for us visually. Great. Then instead of the before each, we are converting I into string and passing it as the body of our post user request. So all of our users would have a new ID. We'll start from ID 1 and we're going to end with ID 1,000 when we're going to run 1,000 tests. Then we are going to scroll down. Then we're going to send a post request and verify the status 200 in Cypress. And then we're going to do the same thing in the Playwright. We're going to send a post request and verify the status 200. In the Playwright, it's a little bit different. We just say expect post user.ok to be truthy, but it verifies exactly the same thing. And then test itself, you can see that it is also the same. We are sending get request. We're concatenating, we're interpolating base URL with /users/ and we're passing user ID. So first we dynamically create the user and then we dynamically pass an ID of it to our get request. Then we verify the status of it, and then we verify the data or the response that body of this user is exactly the same as right here, with only one modification, ID, that we did update right here. Awesome. Same thing applies here. Verify status, send the GET request, interpolate base user base URL /user/user ID. And we verify 200, and then we verify body. Awesome. So this code is going to run, but you might ask, where is it going to run? Well, in order to make it apples to apples comparison, I have created a server on my local. So what it's going to do is we're using simple Express.js server, and I'm going to kick it off right now on my local. You will see that we're listening to port 3000. And this is the very basic server on my local in order to avoid any latency over the internet related to the server, anything like that. So in this server, we can create, read, so we can post the user right here. We can get the user, update the user, and remove the user. In our test, we're going to use only two. We're only going to use post and get user API calls. And by the way, I'm doing a few things right here, but I did a couple of customizations, but it doesn't really matter as this server is going to be used for both, for API and a Playwright, and it is on local. One very unusual thing you will see that we're not using database. We're using simple JSON file. So you might say, well, but it's going to read it every time you get all of the users or you get the user. But the thing is, it is going to be the same for both. We're going to save all of the users. And by the way, we're not going to get all of them. We're going to create user and get it by ID. And this will be the same for both frameworks. So there should be no differences. That's why we call it apple to apple comparison. All right, we have started our server. And now we are going to run our first Cypress test. But I'm not going to run it with the command npx cypress run. You might ask why? Well, because we want to count an entire kickoff time. As soon as I run the command to run test, I won't start the timer. So what I did is I have created a batch file where we are printing out the date, then we are running command, and only then we are printing out the second date, which is, so at the beginning we print out start, then we print out end, and then we print out, well, we don't print out, but then we run the command on the middle, so we would know exactly when it started and when it ended, because Cypress kickoff time is much longer than a Playwright. But I'm going to compare both. I'm going to compare the native response from Cypress or native reporting where it says how long it took. And also I'm going to compare actual reporting that we are getting from these dates. Same thing applies to Playwright. And you can see this is going to be Playwright. That will be Cypress. And this one is going to be for the Playwright. Okay, so first I'm going to open up Cypress and run the command sh speed.sh. So we could kick off this bash run this bash file and get an output out of it. So first, one test. Let's see. Cypress said that it ran in 172 milliseconds. What it actually was is we kicked it off at 43 seconds. We kicked it off at 43 seconds and we finished it at 49 seconds. So it is 6 seconds runtime. If we would take a look at the Cypress, it says that it ran less than a quarter of a second, which is 172 milliseconds. But we are counting both. We are counting actual kickoff time and where it ends. So, and just to make sure that we are running safe comparison, you guys can see that I've turned off video recording in Cypress because it takes a lot of time for Cypress to record the videos. So it was turned off so we would not have any extra delays. Okay, first one, 6 seconds. Awesome. We can put it down right here and say 6 seconds. Let's say one test. 6 seconds. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to run Playwright. So Playwright, let's run the same command. sh, kicked it off, ran it, done. Same task ran in 2 seconds. So let's write it down. Same task ran in, so let's see, one task, 2 seconds. Okay, do you guys really think this is apple-to-apple comparison? Let me know if you do not think so. Okay, so far, if we would count the official data that we're getting from the Cypress reporter, it would be 172, and official data from the Playwright reporter, that would be 432. So Playwright, by showing the actual test execution time, Cypress is faster when we run one test. But if we count an entire kickoff time, which should be counted if you are running your tests, because you don't really care about only test run, because maybe your kickoff time is an hour. Then you're going to have to wait for an hour and 6 seconds, not just for 6 seconds. So SS in the same way as it would happen in a CI/CD. Okay, the second one, we're gonna run 10 tests, and we are going to copy paste it right here so we have both of them. Okay, this time let's make an update and run 10 tests in Cypress. Okay, I'm going to clear a terminal and run it one more time. Okay, we started 41 seconds and we finished at 46. So it ran. Hold on. We need to roll back a little bit. Let me clear it and let me remove the users from the database so it would be fresh. It would be just like new. Okay. Now it's going to be apple-to-apple comparison, as we are running both of them with empty database, and we restarted the server. Okay, so let's rerun the Cypress again. 10 tests. Okay, we did kick it off. Okay, so officially Cypress said 473 milliseconds, but we kicked it off at 25 seconds and we finished it at 30 seconds. So it takes 5 seconds to run 10 tests. Interesting. Let's clean up the database, refresh the server, and I'm doing it just in case. I know that we are simply creating user and we're creating a user and then we are getting the user. It should not really matter if we have users here or not, but just in case, our server actually filters everything that we have in the database through the JSON file and then looks for that ID. So that's why I'm going to keep it clear for every run. Okay, now it's the time to run Playwright with 10 tests. Let's see. Our Playwright is right here. We're gonna run 10 tests. Let's kick it off. For Playwright, we kicked it off at 36 and the run finished at 37. That's interesting. I wonder if it's because it's a second run, but it took only 1 second. Kick off 36 and 37. So this digit looks much more reliable than the one we got from Cypress. Okay, let's write it here. 1 second. That's quite interesting. Okay, now let's go to 100. I'm going to fill out the data here before we get to 1,000. So we have both of them ready. Let me put a dash here, and I'm going to paste both of them on this side as well. Okay, now let's clean up the database and run. Let's restart the server just in case someone will say something got cached, etc. It's not apple-to-apple comparison. Okay, now let's kick off our Cypress run. Let's make sure we've got 100 here. No, we did not yet. Okay, let's run it. Kick off at 51 seconds. Okay, it takes about 5 to 6 seconds for Cypress to actually start running. Okay, 51 to zeros, that'll be 9 seconds. I'm going to scroll up just to double check. And we have 51 and we have even, so 9 seconds. Okay, 100 tests, 9 seconds. It's not bad, not really bad at all. Okay, now let's clean up database again, refresh the server, and kick off Playwright. All right, Playwright, it is your time. Let's just make sure we did not. We updated 200, and now we're kicking off. So start time 41, finish time 45, 4 seconds. Playwright actually has delightful speed. Honestly, I'm amazed with how fast it runs. So 100 tests, and just in case, so you guys would be sure that it actually did run 100 times, let's double check. User ID 99, 98, 97, etc., and up to 0. Okay, I'm going to remove it, refresh the server, rerun it, write down our results as it took us only, let's see, 45, 41, so 4 seconds. 4 seconds. And how about official data, by the way? Officially, let's write down those digits as well. So let's say this is with kickoff. I'm going to put it on both sides. Okay, so with kickoff and test runtime. Okay, and let's do the same thing for the test runtime. I'm just going to copy paste it so you guys could clearly see both results. And then we're gonna copy this one. Okay, and then we're gonna remove. We're gonna remove those. We're gonna remove those, and then we're gonna remove these as well. Okay, now let's scroll up. So let's see, 3 seconds for 100 tests. That'll be Playwright. 3 seconds. Then we have. Actually, we don't need to. We need to say seconds. Then before that, it took 432. So we can say 3s 432. And before that, for 1 test, oh, it didn't show us. It didn't save it. Well, we can rerun it one more time just in case. Actually, hold on. 3 seconds, 432. Yeah, let me rerun it quickly with 1 test for both of them, so we could save the data. Okay, I'm going to. Oh, the database was already refreshed. Let me rerun the Playwright with 1 test. Okay, that'll be started at 11, finished at 12, but officially it's 508. 508. Okay, then we're gonna see what Cypress told. What did Cypress say? So last time Cypress, it took 3 seconds. So that's for 100 tests. For 100 tests, it says it took 3 seconds. So the test runtime seems to be the same. The difference between 100 for Cypress and a Playwright is the kickoff time. Okay, let's see what was before that. Now that's a lot of test output. Let's see. Before that, we had 477, which is a little bit slower than Cypress. And before that, we had 1 test. We took 415, which is a little bit faster. Okay, now we can keep going with 1,000. So we have results for with the kickoff time, where we so far seems like Playwright is definitely winning the game. And without a kickoff time, it's just a test run, which is, let's see, Cypress winning, even. So it is even. I can say 2-2 here and 3-0 right here. Now let's run the last test, which is going to be 1,000 API tests on both. So let me clean up the database, refresh the server, and now let's kick off Cypress first. So Cypress, SH. Are you guys ready? Let's go. We started at 6 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes about 6 seconds to kick off Cypress. I do not like that. They should have the better way to do that. At least if they don't, they should have built it. All right. Seems like it is kind of slow a little bit. Well, based on the average time prior to this, you can see that one test, it would take at least 400 milliseconds. When we run a lot of them, most of them are taking less than 100. If you can see, I see 54, 56, 61, sometimes up to 100, but mostly it's the 50s and 60s. So that means if you run more, they run faster. That's interesting. Okay, we're almost done with the 600, 700 tests. Seems like now I'm seeing few more hundreds. Well, that might be related to the fact that our server is getting slower as we are creating more users. But this will apply to both, regardless of the internet connection, regardless of how many users in the world want to hit my server, because it runs only on my local. All right, we made it happen. So, Cypress, let's see, official data, 112, official results, 1 minute and 12 seconds. Let's copy paste it. So that's the test run time, but what it actually took, we have 1724, and at the beginning, oh, we cannot even see beginning. Well, I'm going to have to rerun it one more time quickly. I will cut the video so you guys wouldn't waste your time, because I do not remember what it was. I'm going to quickly refresh the server, clean up the database, and kick it off again. 1000 tests. So 1809. Let me just put it right here. 1000 tests, 1809. That's the kickoff time. Because we're getting a lot of output. I'm pretty sure I should be able to disable this output, but it'll be much faster just to let it finish now. All right, it's done now. Well, looks like we had a small difference. It's 117 for the runtime. We're going to leave a better time. I'm fine with that. And let's see, we finished up at 1933. So if we compare these two, it means that it took 1 minute and it'll be 24 seconds. 1 minute and 24 seconds to finish the 1000 tests run together with the kickoff. Are we correct? Let's see. So we have 9. Oh wow, hold on. Well, that is correct. 1 minute will be 1909 plus 20 will be 29 plus 4. So that is correct. Okay, now let's run Playwright and see how fast will Playwright go. We're going to clean up the database, refresh the server, or restart the server, and now let's kick it off. Playwright, clear, let's go. Okay, we've kicked off at 2047. Hold on, we've got an error here. I think I made a mistake. Let's see what happened. Why did it stop? Playwright, 1000 tests. Oh, probably I didn't kick off this. I didn't start the server. Let's double check that. Interesting. Yeah, I did not make the JSON file, and I did not add an empty array to JSON file. That's why. Okay, now it should run fine. That happens, and we should accept it. Okay, 1000 tests. We're running Playwright. We are in a Playwright terminal. I don't need this. And we are Playwright spec file. Okay, let's go. Kickoff time 2142, but we don't have to remember that, as Playwright doesn't give us an output if we are not if the tests are not failing, which is helpful. Okay, that seems to be much faster because we are halfway done already, and I feel like it was only 10 or 20 seconds ago. Okay, we are the 3/4 there. Okay, 100 API requests away. And finally. All right, so officially it took us 29.8, which is 2 times. Actually, it's not 2.5, but it is 2.4. Whoa, 2.3, 2.4. That's much faster. So it is more than twice faster than the Cypress. Whoa, that's amazing. Okay, Playwright. How about official? Well, how about the kickoff time including? It'll be 21:42 and 22:13. So we plus 18 seconds here and 13 seconds here. So it'll be 31 seconds. So the kickoff time took only 1.2 seconds comparing with the runtime. And here, if we compare it, the kickoff time took 12 seconds. Whoa. Actually, we had a 17 here, if you remember, so that'll be 7 seconds, which is still quite a lot. Well, let's finalize the results. So far, we have 4 points on the left side with the kickoff time. And if we count the test runtime only, so number 1, Cypress is winning. Number 2, 1-1. Number 3, they're even, so 2-2. And number 4, Playwright is killing it because it is 2-point-something times faster. I'm amazed. Honestly, I was never a big fan of Microsoft, but today's the day. I will admit, they did an amazing job with Playwright. Playwright is twice faster than when we are running quite a lot of tests. Even when we are not, when we include kickoff time, it is twice faster than Cypress. And honestly, some of the teams that I used to work with are telling me that they're using Playwright now, and sometimes it's too fast for their apps. Their apps cannot load as fast as Cypress is running, so they have to do a few tweaks. But either way, I'm admitting, Playwright is awesome. Thank you, Microsoft, for your amazing job. But you guys, let me know what you think. Was this a fair comparison, apples to apples, or did you see something that you would like to be updated? And also, let me know if you'd like me to compare other frameworks. And I think during the next video, I'm going to compare UI tests with Cypress and a Playwright, because that's what it's mostly getting used for, right? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me that big fat thumb up. Check out the list of courses I have below this video, and you have an amazing day. I'll see you next time.